This video is about some of the old garden roses. Most of the roses in this video I've grown in either Georgia, Oregon, and Missouri. There is a bonus non-old garden rose at the end of the video, so stay tuned to see what that is. The Apothecary's rose is a Gallica rose that is believed to be one, if not the oldest, garden rose that is grown. It suckers and spreads on its own roots. I would classify the color as pink, bright pink, and the Apothecary's rose has a mutation or a sport that is called Rosamundi, which is striped. I grew this rose in Georgia, and it did well there. It is a once bloomer. Also, because it's a Gallica, it does prefer colder climates than warm, so keep that in mind if you choose to grow it. Tuscany Superb is a Gallica from roughly around 1837. It is believed to be a seedling from the rose Tuscany. I'm currently growing it in Missouri, though I did obtain it in Oregon. I find that it's dark purple. It can change color just a little bit if it's blooming during warmer weather. On own roots, it suckers like most Gallicas do on own roots, but not all Gallicas, and we'll get to that later on. It's also a once bloomer. It prefers cold climates as well. Fortune's Double Yellow is a rose that Robert Fortune obtained in China and sent it to Europe back in the 1800s. It is a once blooming rose. It can be used as a climber. I've also seen it as a shrub. Even though it is a once blooming rose, it does prefer warmer climates. It can get quite large, so give it room when you put it in your landscape, or put it on something that it can climb. It's very pretty though. It's two-toned and very nice rose. It's very thorny though, so just keep that in mind. Don't put it anywhere that it can reach out and grab you, because it will. The green rose is the one rose in this video that I have not personally grown. I've seen this rose in several public gardens in Georgia, Oregon, and also in the Memphis Botanical Garden. This rose is unique in that the petals are actually sepals, which are the bud coverings. The green rose was a mutation from Old Blush, which is a China rose, and as such it prefers warmer climates than cold. To me, it has a strong black pepper scent to the flowers. Oneto Home Saffron is a found rose. I obtained this rose at the City of Sacramento Cemetery's Open Gardens sales back in 2017. It is often classified as a tea. I found this rose was fairly slowly growing in Oregon and had it for a year and a half. And I only grew about 3 to 4 inches. Because it's a tea, it probably would do better in warmer climates. So I can't say a whole lot. I also didn't have it super long either. Variegata di Bolgna is a rose that I first grew in Oregon and am now currently growing it in Missouri. It is a once blooming rose. The plant can get fairly large. Unfortunately, it also has disease issues, most notably probably black spot. This is probably a rose that if you can, go ahead and tuck it in a corner and admire the flowers more or less from afar. Just keep in mind there is some disease issues with that as well. Belle Isis, which I'm probably mispronouncing, is the Gallica that David Austin used as one of the parents of Constance Spry, which is the first English rose. I found that compared to several other Gallicas, it doesn't do a whole lot of spreading on its own roots by suckers. It has a nice pink color and is also a once bloomer. Fang Yon is a tea rose, which was bred by Paul Barden. It is a half-sibling rose with licorice tea, which is another rose that Paul Barden bred as well. The common parent is Monsieur Tillier, which is a pink tea. I grew one Fang Yon in Oregon. I think this is a rose that would do really well in warmer climates than what I had in Oregon. This is the rose that my daughter, when she asked what rose was hers out of the 100 roses that I had in the garden, this is the rose, one Fang Yon, that she picked that she wanted to be her rose bush. Compared with licorice teas, I find one Fang Yon closer in color to Monsieur Tillier. Another old garden rose that Paul Barden bred was Marianne. It's a Gallica rose. I find that it's an apricotish color. Unfortunately, it does bloom only once. It can get pretty large. Within a year, it went from being about 1.5 feet tall to 7 feet tall. Unfortunately, it doesn't spread by suckers. I obtained this rose in Oregon and brought it with me to Missouri. I have noticed that this does not have a lot of disease issues as well. You've made it to the bonus rose. While technically not an old garden rose, it isn't a modern garden rose either. This is the chestnut rose, which is a species rose. It's unusual amongst species roses because most species roses are single flowered. This is a double flowered rose, and it is considered the species rose, even though there is a single form, because it was introduced to Europe first. The flower buds have spines on them, like the chestnut does, hence it got its name, the chestnut rose. Also, a lot of roses have 5 leaflets per leaf. This one can have up to 11 leaflets per leaf. The thorns are usually in pairs on the stem. If you liked this video or found it helpful, please click like and share. Thank you for watching and have a good day.